Celtics will take it the other way.
Celtics ball.
Now let's take a look at the most efficient scorers in the NBA from last year's campaign. Number 5 is Tyler Zeller.
Well, I tell you what, this guy...
Here's the closer, outside Thomas. And there's the pass to Reed. Kicks it to Lee. Makes it off the glass. Lee's got 5 now.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
On the floor for Boston. Reed in a 2-guard. David Lee is out there with Jared Sullinger. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. And it's Crowder in at the 3 spot. They get it back. Last outing for Indiana. They won that game against the Detroit Pistons.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Mahinmi. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Chase Budinger. Pacers trail by 9. The Indiana Pacers had a solid season last year, given they were without their star for most of it. They played well at home.
Yeah, even without Paul George, they were in contention. How about 23-18 at home, which is really a solid mark when you consider they didn't have their 2 best players from a season ago.
Crowder kicks to Thomas. Passes it to Reed. The Celtics working the ball around now. Takes the 13-footer. Lee, that's good. Lee's got 7. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is working hard on the offensive glass. They've had a number of putbacks.
Shot clock at 3. Stuckey, defended by Crowder. Here's Hill. They can't stop the run with that one.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costing.
Here's Reed. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Last season, the Celtics had a solid 19-22 road record, Clark. Not the 500 mark most teams want, but a very good effort from a young team, and no one really expected that.
Yeah, and you think about this team that's still growing and has a lot of youth. I mean, that kind of road record, very impressive. Their fans should be feeling pretty good about what the future holds with this group.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Tyler Zeller comes in for Jared Sullinger, and Jerebko is subbed in for David Lee. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, the closer in the last outing against the Spurs was not his usual self. He had 6 points and also hauled in a few rebounds as well. Even though it's still early on in the season, the drop in his output has been a bit startling. And when asked about it after the game, he responded with, "Hey, I'm still getting going. Just means I'm saving more for later." Kevin, let's see if he delivers.
Doris, thanks. And we all know he wants to come out here and move on.
Yeah, and what would really help is if he could come out and get off to a good, quick start here tonight.
That would be a huge help. I mean, the faster he can move on and get locked into the present, the better off his team will be.
Miles, that's good.
And thinking back on the Celtics, on the road, their away record doesn't tell the whole story. They won their last 7 road games in that tremendous playoff push.
Here's Reed. That's off target. Not sure why he took that one. Pacers trail by 8. Stuckey with it. Now guarded by Brad. Outside Hill. Back to Stuckey. Turner with a screen on Bradley. Stuckey dishes to Christmas. It's blocked, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. And so we wrap up the first half. Celtics lead by... All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
What a game for Bradley. He has 15 points, and he's got 9.
Congrats on getting a win in a really close game. How much does a game like that change the way you play in the closing moments, knowing that the outcome is hanging in the balance?
It really changes the way you approach things because you know how important every possession is. One mistake can cost you the game, so it forces you to be a lot more methodical about everything you do. Tonight, our team was able to keep that focus and make plays when we needed to, and really, that was the difference for us.
And the players getting together for a little chat as we're just about ready to get going here. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is... And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, earlier I spoke with Brad Stevens. One player on his mind in this matchup is John Wall and the spark he can provide on both ends of the court. He said that John Wall just has a knack for making big plays. His defensive abilities allow him to get strip steals and turn them into easy opportunities on the opposite end of the floor. We don't want him taking over the game on the defensive end. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris. Jay Crowder's checked in for Evan Turner. So it's the Wizards now. 9-point game. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And listen, you have to take advantage of the freebies. And on that night, they did not. And that is why they just could not recover.
Exactly. I mean, they left too much cheese at the foul line. And in the end, it mattered on the scoreboard and cost them.
All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
They've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And the basket by Rozier. Here is Wall. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. He passes to Neal. Picked by Humphries. Shots good by Neal.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Zeller, a screen on Wall. The pass to Reed. And that one comes up a bit short.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. It's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Wall, that's good. Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against Indiana.
And it goes back to what's been their strength, really, on the interior. From a defensive standpoint, they just defended the rim as well as you could.
Yeah, I thought it was really impressive the way they did it, guys. They were alert, they were active, they were aware, and their reaction to shots was outstanding.
Next Tuesday, November 10th, Avery Bradley.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Reed the pass to Turner. Right side Turner. Sullinger, left side. Pass to Zeller. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
Well, let's take a look at where Boston ended up, Kevin, last year in the league ranking. 4th in assists, 8th in steals, and they were top 10 in fewest team turnovers. This team has a number of players that take care of the ball and value every possession.
And from those assist numbers, you can see this was a very unselfish team. Their passing was really infectious and made them a tough team to defend.
So the Wizards 5 right now. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Otto Porter Jr. out there with Humphries. And it's Gooden in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
Wizards leading by 6. Wall with it, now guarded by Reed. And Wall kicks to Neal. Back to Wall. The feed to Porter. Humphries with the bucket.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
And Turner kicks to Jerebko. Back to Turner. Zeller, a screen on Wall. Outside Turner. Pass to Reed. Just 5 to shoot. Low block shot. Drew Gooden grabs the miss. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Neal dishes to Wall. Shot is blocked. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Here's the closer. Nice ball movement by Boston. Tries a 3. Can't get it to go. And Washington the other way now. 59 seconds left in the first half. Pulls up on the wing. No good.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
Oh, the big man rocking the rim. Good aggressive finish right there.
And usually he leaves those to his teammates.
And you know, guys, with his length, I think he needs to attack the basket much more. Those dunks should be routine for him.
And the foul on the closer. That is his first foul of the game. Washington making some changes. Gortat's checked in for Gooden. Nene comes in for Chris Humphries. And Dudley subbed in for Otto Porter Jr. Nene, Sullinger defending. And Wall kicks to Dudley. From downtown, shot's good. Dudley's got 7 points here in this quarter.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
Thomas goes in, passes it to Reed, shoots a 3. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth, here we go.
And he gets the bucket. 6 points for John Wall.
And he decides to go old school with the finger roll.
And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And so that brings the first half to a close. Wizards lead by 8. .135 left in the third. Deflects the pass. Oubre with the steal. Snatched away. Reed in at shooting guard. Kelly Olynyk is out there with Tyler Zeller. And there's Jerebko. And it's Rozier in at the point. That's the Boston 5. Here's Temple. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
And the thing with Kelly Olynyk, he does some stuff that really helps you, and some also that will hurt. I mean, he's highly skilled. He's got the deep range, textbook positioning in terms of the post. A lot of tricky moves down there. Yet he has a hard time being effective against great athletes, which the NBA is filled with. So he's going to have to evolve as a basketball player if he wants to be effective.
Zeller, he's guarded by Blair. The pass to Rozier. 5 on the clock. Here's the closer. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. The closer's got 5. Well, and back to Kelly Olynyk. As a coach, you have to identify the matchups where he can be effective because Clark is against explosive long-limb guys. They'll take advantage of it.
Yeah, they will, but in the right matchup, he's effective. He can help you. He makes 35% of his threes, has done that for the last 2 years. And I think he gives you some toughness and rebounding as well. I like him as a second-unit player.
He dishes it to Humphries. He kicks it to Temple. He feeds it to Oubre, shoots the 3, and again, Washington with the triple. 7 seconds left in the third quarter. Rozier the pass to Reed. Here's Jerebko. Cans the shot from the wing. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game.
Tune in next Wednesday.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Wizards.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
Something we've also seen them doing tonight is getting the long ball to go down. Big points from outside.
Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Nene down low with Gortat. And it's Dudley in at the small forward position. Pass to Reed. Kicks to Crowder. Shot clock at 6. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Boston Celtics. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Bucks at BMO Harris Bradley Center in Milwaukee. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. And Wall. Here we go now. Fades back. Dudley. Back to Wall. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
But, Steve, we've got to give him credit for his skill as a distributor, too. I mean, he has a great feel for his teammates, and that leads to a lot of his assists and a lot of easy baskets for his team.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. All sorts of time. Rebound, Washington. Gortat's got 9 rebounds now tonight. And the foul on the closer. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal foul. Second team foul.
Gortat with the ball. Six to shoot. The dish to Beal. It's good from long range. Beal's got 10 points here in the second half.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Thomas against Wall. Thomas dishes to Lee. Wall with the steal. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. And Dudley kicks to Beal. Gortat inside. Defended by Crowder. And the layup falls.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Thomas passes to Crowder. And he can't stop the run as he misses. Washington leading now by 21. Nene setting the pick for Beal. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
The NBA has done a terrific job of increasing its presence around the globe. I mean, what was once a national sport has become a global sport in a relatively short time. I think that'll continue to be the case as a larger international presence moves forward.
And the foul on the closer. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Looked to me like just a frustration foul. It really kind of sums up the game they're having in general.
Here's the floater, and it's good on the layup. 15 points for John Wall.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Thomas off a pick from Reed. Thomas passes to Reed. Dishes to Crowder. A three ball. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
One made three for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see. And that's his fourth, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
And guys, one thing that was obvious to me, last year the Wizards really matured as a team. I mean, they played as if they expected to win instead of a group kind of coming into their own. I thought they just showed a lot more composure and maturity on the court.
Reed the pass to Thomas. Off his foot, and the ref's whistling a kick ball. Now a timeout called by Boston. As you said, the Wizards did look more mature last year on the floor with their play. They made sure to add veterans to achieve this.
And not just any veteran, but a future Hall of Famer in Paul Pierce. I mean, his presence on the team, I think, really is what propelled them to achieve new heights. And it also went beyond just Paul Pierce. That roster had a combined 490 playoff games. And that playoff veteran leadership, I felt, really helped this young core to grow.
Wall's shot is off.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Outside Thomas. He passes to Reed. Nice ball movement by Boston. Offensive rebound. A second chance effort. And the layup by Lee. Now here's Beal. Feeds it to Wall. .158 left to play here in the fourth. Clock at 6. Pass to Dudley. Offline with his three. Celtics trail by 19. Lee is screen on Wall. Thomas passes to Reed, expanding his range. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight. There's 1:38 left in the fourth quarter. Gortat dishes the Wall. Fades. That's good. And the Wizards lead by 18.
And, you know, the NBA loves to experiment with different rules in different ways. The D-League last season used international rules for goaltending. And that small change makes a huge impact on the defensive end.
The feed now to Crowder. Sullinger trying to break free. Kept alive by Boston. Passes it to Lee. Knocked away. Taken away by Nene. And the foul on the closer. That will get him his fourth foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. That one is off. And for Sullinger last season, further indication, Clark, that he needs to keep working on his conditioning.
And that was a concern coming into the league with Jared, is just how committed would he be to working on his body all the time and maintaining the level of conditioning that he needs. And injuries have been a part of that not being the case, but when he's out there, he's capable.
There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Temple kicks to Nene. That's good.
And talking about Sullinger, you wonder if he's been in the right scheme for the past couple of years. He's not a three-point shooter. He's a back-to-the-basket banger. You want proof? Only hit 28% from behind the arc last season, and that was his career high.
There's the pass to Reed. Here's Olynyk. Drew Gooden grabs the miss.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Here's Temple. And And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.